Greetings again. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm the usual half a minute early, and will allow just a moment. But I would encourage you to watch this one today. Again, there's going to be some tips in here. Feel free to share it, do a watch party, whatever. There's people who, pardon me, there are people who could use this information, and hopefully it will be not only informative but not so boring to listen to either. And I don't know if you can hear out here or not. They decided now is when they're going to cut the lawn, like just now. So hopefully that noise subsides. And you can feel free if you want to leave comments on here. I'll do my best to respond to them. I know there's probably close to a 30-second delay, but we can get to them, or if you have questions. I think let's go ahead and get going here. Anyone who jumps on late, they can come back and watch the beginning later. There is a trail where I like to do my running. Now, running is a subjective term. People say, are you running or jogging? You know what? If you feel like you're running, there's no one who can convince you otherwise. It's not the prettiest thing you ever saw. And I typically do 3 miles. I mean, the days are gone. I used to be crazy ridiculous at it. I would run 10 miles a day, and then one day I would throw in a 17-miler just to change it up. It was sort of an addiction, and I didn't know anything about proper gear or anything like that, and I ended up hurting my knees. I'm in the doctor's office 2 days before the Saginaw Delta Bay Marathon, and my knee is all swelled up. And I asked the doctor, I said, am I going to be able to run on Saturday? He said, well, how far is it? I said, 26 miles. He just started laughing. He says, you can try it, but you ain't never going to finish it. And, he was right. That's the last time I've been able to run like that. Oh, I was 5 or 6 pounds lighter, too. Yeah, maybe because of all the running. But on this trail, I like to do a 3-miler, and I go easy. I don't push it too hard. But there's something that I've learned about myself, is that the first half mile, and this happens every time, the first half mile is me having an internal argument in my mind. And my mind is arguing with my body and giving me every reason in the book, every excuse of why I should stop. Your knees hurt. You're gonna be out of breath. You'll never make this. You might as well just walk, because walk is still exercise, right? So I do this negotiating in my brain, but I've learned to ignore that, because I know there's something magical about that half-mile spot. Then it's gone. Then I'm committed to it, and then I can enjoy the rest of the run and relax. I said it's not the prettiest thing. It sort of looks like a manatee running down a dirt road, but I know that's a bad visual. But I have to set a goal. And this is what I want to talk about a little bit. Sometimes people are okay at setting a goal and it stops there. And that a goal in and of itself isn't enough. If I'm running a business meeting for someone, let's say it's a sales company and they're trying to increase their business, we will have them identify 3 things. First, what is your goal? Maybe their goal is, well, to bring in more business. Okay, that's a good goal. What's your plan? And they come up with a plan. I just sort of guide this. But you have to have a plan if you're going to meet your goal. A plan in and of itself isn't enough. Then you have to have a strategy to enact that plan, the details in the plan. I'll give you an example. My goal running is to finish without stopping, to do the 3 miles without stopping once, to catch my breath, and to improve my time. And that's a good, reasonable goal, but it's not just going to happen. I can't just go out there and this is just going to magically take place. I have to have a plan. So my plan then, if I'm going to achieve this goal, my plan is, well, I'll have to practice. I'll have to train. If I do the plan right, it'll help me reach my goal. Now, if I want to guarantee it, I have to have a strategy on how I'm going to fulfill that plan. How am I going to enact the specifics? How am I going to make that plan work? There was a story of a young lumberjack, and he went to the foreman and asked for the job, and the foreman he brought his own axe with him, and the foreman said, well, go ahead and show us how you do fell that tree for us. And he did an excellent job, did it in very quick time, and felled the tree, a perfect placement and everything. The foreman says, well, you're hired. We'll start you on Monday. The guy shows up for work Monday, and then Tuesday works, Wednesday works, Thursday, middle of the day, the foreman comes to him and he says, let's go get your paycheck. He said, well, I thought we didn't get paid till Friday. He says, normally we don't, but we're letting you go. And this young lumberjack, pardon me, was just astounded. Why are you letting me go? He says, well, you started out in first place better than any of the other lumberjacks here. But just in a few days' time, you went to last place, and we can't afford to keep you on. And the young lumberjack says, I don't understand it. I work through my lunch breaks. I don't take any breaks. I'm here earlier than everyone else. I stay later than everyone else, and I work harder. How can I be falling in last place? And the foreman said, well, did you sharpen your axe? I said, no, I've been too busy working to sharpen my axe. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to help you sharpen your axe. And we do that as part of the strategy. The strategy, how am I going to make that plan work? Let me relate it back now. My goal, running, is to do the 3 miles without stopping while improving on my time and being comfortable as I do it. So my plan then is I need to practice. Well, I can't just practice, walk out there in my suit and parka and start practicing and training. It don't work like that. My strategy, the specifics. Okay, I need to get good running shoes. Get them fitted to me. My strategy will be, while I'm running, to start out slow, then build up my pace and run. And I'm going to run intervals. This is part of the strategy, and I'm going to do this 3 times a week. The other part of my strategy is apparently I need to give up Krispy Kreme donuts and eat better. So if I enact that strategy, which will help me enact the plan, the goal, the success of the goal is almost guaranteed if I do those things and stick with them. So that's what I want to talk about with us today, is that what are some good realistic goals for you? And I hope you can hear me over that lawnmower. It's kind of annoying me. But then I want short grass, so what do? A good, realistic, truly achievable goal. Let's not set crazy, lofty goals. Let's be realistic, set smaller goals that are achievable, because I'd rather you have some little victories than one big failure and have to keep starting over and over and over again. An example of this, I wouldn't start out my training by attempting a marathon. that would be a poor choice, because I'd get partway through it, I'd be in so much misery that I would just give up and probably never run again. So the first, I'm going to help you. We're not going to be super long on this, but I want to give you a few things as part of a goal and a plan and a strategy that will help you. Now, as far as what goals you're setting, that's up to you. I can't give those to you. No one else can give those to you. Other people will try, and I bet you ran into this. Other people think you should be maybe at a different place in your grief journey than what you really are. And they try to tell you what your goals should be. Well, that don't work. You set your goals. You determine what's realistic. Is my goal to get through the next month? Or is my goal not to be constantly sad or miserable? Those are very realistic goals, and there's no reason that you can't achieve that, and we'll help you. So the first thing to do is part of the plan and part of the strategy, and this is no matter which goals you choose. And I think it'd be a good thing if you'd write down those goals. First thing we're going to do is we need to validate your past. You had a relationship with the person that you lost that was unique to you. No one else can truly understand. By doing this, by validating your past, this will help you understand your expectations. Let me give you an example. When you think about this, when you think about the past, and I've heard people say this, wow, we were together for 50 years. And when you ponder on that, or however long it was, you think, well, this has only been a short time, or maybe a year, or maybe 2 years. That I guess I can give myself some time. I can cut myself some slack, some permission, because I had a lifetime with this person. That's just one example. But you can give yourself some permission and slack and forget about other people's expectation. First, validate this is the past that you had with that other person. It may have been wonderful. It may have been, in some cases, pretty bad. Either way, let's validate that so that you can settle that part. Identify this is what the past was. Second, let's adjust to the present. Someone said life is a constant process of getting used to the things we hadn't expected. And is there some truth to that? I don't know if any of us can look back to the time we were teenagers and think, well, life turned out exactly how I'd planned. I don't know too many people who can make that claim. So it's been a constant process of getting used to things that you hadn't expected, whether it be illness, surprises, family additions, whatever. Don't be too focused on the future just yet. Let's deal with today, where you are today, because there are a couple of losses that you've had. Let me give you an example. You've lost the loved one, whoever that may be, and you've also lost your role with that loved one. If this was your spouse, well, then that role of the wife has suddenly changed. The role of a husband, the role of a mother, the role of a caregiver. That role has changed. And we need to come to terms with that. We're not going to go back to that way. This is where we're at right now. We validated the past, and you are still honoring your loved one by adjusting to your new role. Have to identify what that new role is, and that's something for you to think of. So write down your goals, write down what your role was, write down what you believe or what you want your role, let me say that again, new role to be. Third, let's redefine your future. Remember, I said just a couple minutes ago that our lives have not turned out the way that we expected. Life is what happens. Was it Yogi Berra? I don't know who said that life is what happens when you're making other plans, or that was Mark Twain. Boy, is that ever true? But let's redefine your future based on your goals, based on those adjustments. You have a future of your own that you deserve. You will carry the memory of your loved one, but this future belongs to you. It's yours. What are some of your dreams or aspirations? Things you want to achieve or do? There's a whole world of possibilities now. Maybe you wanted to go back to school. Well, but I'm 75, 80 years old. Who cares? If that's what you want to do, why not? Maybe you want to do some traveling. Maybe you want to spend time with the kids or the grandkids. Whatever that is, this whole world of possibilities is open to you. I want you to just imagine the wonderful things that are waiting for you right now as you set your goals, as you make a plan, as you adjust to the present. And adjusting to the present isn't something, well, I've done that and I can move on. That's going to be every day. If we're successful, we do this every day, for the rest of our lives. We adjust to what is today. Let me put it to you like this. Let's say that I give you 2 glasses of water. Now you've got a glass of water in each hand. I was going to get real glasses and do this, but I would have just spilled it. And it's just tap water. It's nothing special. I refer to them as chlorine cocktails. But it's okay. I mean, it'll wet your whistle. But someone comes along and says, hey, I've got some good water for you, some good purified reverse osmosis, pH balance enhanced water that tastes better than anything you ever had. I want to give this to you. Well, there's a problem. Your hands are full. You're already holding on to 2 glasses of water that you haven't set down. For you to be able to take that new glass, that thing that's better for you, you're gonna have to set those down. Now you're an empty vessel. You've got, your hands are free. You can receive what you're supposed to have. And that's the future that you have waiting for you. You are going to embrace your emotions. You're going to embrace your life. Excuse me. I'm trying to get rid of a phone call that's coming through here, and it won't go away. There we go. You are going to embrace your emotions, your life, and yourself. I want to close with this thought. And please write these things down if you have to watch this a few times to get it. There are certain things now, at no matter what stage of grief that you're in, certain things that it's okay to let go. We're coming up on my favorite time of the year, fall. I love it. It means Thanksgiving's coming, and I'm going to get turkey with gravy. I won't be watching the Lions anymore. We're done with that part. We've moved on. But I love the crisp air. I love it when it's cooler. I love to be able to put on my favorite flannel. I love the smell of the woods when you're walking through and the leaves are dropping. It is my favorite time of the year. I was telling someone this morning I can wear my Elmer Fudd hat. And yes, I do have it. I should have grabbed it. But we can learn something. And I want to leave you with this. Right now, the trees are getting ready to show, to display their beauty by being willing to let the leaves go. So, thanks for joining us. I wish you peace. We'll talk to you soon.